Hey, wrestling fanatics. Welcome back to 360 Fanatic Unleashed. And it has been quite a while since I've done an episode. But just like this week, yesterday actually brought back Anything Goes. Fanatic Unleashed is back, and I definitely hope to keep doing more episodes on different, maybe past wrestling shows, maybe talk about a certain pro wrestler each episode, but I definitely hope to plan on having new episodes keep going from now on, and this will be the regular time slot for Fanatic Unleashed since before I just kind of did it whenever, but now I'm gonna try to have every week Friday 1 p.m. Eastern a new episode of Fanatic Unleashed. Just like Anything Goes, which the new episodes are dropped Thursdays at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Gonna try to keep going at this regular time slot. How long will it last? Who knows? I think the last episode of Fanatic Unleashed that I did was sometime last year about the Vince McMahon documentary that was on Vice. But Fanatic Unleashed is back now, and on today's episode of Fanatic Unleashed, since this weekend is AEW Double or Nothing live on pay-per-view, I thought I'd go back to where it all started and talk about the first Double or Nothing from 2019, which was the first actual pay-per-view under the AEW banner after the success from All In. And just about, about 6 months before Dynamite would debut on TNT, October of that year, Memorial Day weekend, which has been a tradition so far in AEW history. And just like this year, returning to the original venue of the first Double or Nothing, the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Of course, the last couple years, Double or Nothing was held still in Vegas, but at the T-Mobile Arena. And let's get started. Double or Nothing 2019, May 25th, 2019, Las Vegas, Nevada, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Like I said, All In was pretty much the precursor, I guess you could say, for All Elite Wrestling. You had the Elite, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, talking about running a show which was going to be in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, in the Chicago area at the time, the arena known as the Sears Center. I, at the time, was definitely excited about that. Definitely curious about what it was going to be, how it was going to be. Then All In came, was a huge success, and which, by the way, you can watch the original All In event on Honor Club. Now, after Tony Khan purchased Ring of Honor, they have the rights to it. And there was a lot of buzz about AEW starting up. And between All In or Double or Nothing, there was a lot of buzz since All In was such a success about a second All In, which of course would be named Double or Nothing. And then, of course, the big announcement there in Las Vegas, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes, Chris Jericho announcing that he was All Elite, and was definitely looking forward to this, because definitely need, I know everybody says this, but in pro wrestling, definitely need an alternative. At the time, yes, there was TNA / Impact Wrestling at the time, Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor doing good at the time, of course, here in North America, but even was still kind of maybe a third company, even under TNA a little bit. And at that time, TNA not really in its best state. But then luckily, AEW starting up kind of thought maybe this could be some competition for WWE or an alternative. And was definitely excited for a new promotion. They also announced the signing of Jim Ross. And this show, like I said, it had a lot of buzz around it, which it would be on traditional pay-per-view, also on Bleacher Report here in North America, and the Fight TV, now Triller, internationally. And our commentators for Double or Nothing 2019, I believe we had on the pre-show and the pay-per-view, we had Alex Marvez and Excalibur, and then good old JR, Jim Ross, joining them for the main pay-per-view, and Allie doing the pay-per-view for the women's Fatal 4-Way match. We had Justin Roberts as the special, or not special, but as the ring announcer. And our referees, we had Aubrey Edwards, Bryce Rensburg, Paul Turner, Rick Knox, and the legendary and TNA Hall of Famer Earl Hebner, which was pretty cool to see Earl Hebner and Aubrey Edwards. Definitely big fan of her as well. And let's get into the matches on the card. And we have a 21-man casino battle royale. And this one was, I thought, pretty good way to start off the big show. Of course, would be definitely a regular thing we would see in AEW on occasion. It went 16 minutes. And it was won by Hangman Adam Page, last eliminating MJF Maxwell Jacob Friedman to earn a shot at the AEW World Championship at All Out. And I forgot earlier when I was talking about the Elite, Hangman Adam Page, also a part of that. And our next match we have Kip Sabian defeating Sammy Guevara in 10 minutes. Pretty good match here. Both these guys I have definitely seen before. Wouldn't say a whole lot, but I have definitely watched some of their matches. Impressed by both of them. And this one goes 10 minutes. Pretty good match. Next up we have SoCal Uncensored, The Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky defeating Strong Hearts, Shima, T-Hawk, and L. Lindman in a 6-man tag at 13 minutes 40 seconds. At the time, of course, now AEW more refers to them as trios matches. I'm not sure yet if they were really using the whole trios match thing just yet at the time. And then we have the women's fatal 4-way match. Like I said earlier, Allie the Bunny at the time was on commentary, and it is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeating Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Awesome Kong, who had Brandy Rhodes in her corner. Pretty good match here, 11 minutes 10 seconds. And then tag team action. Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta defeating the team of Angelico and Jack Evans, 12 minutes 35 seconds. And we have a 6-woman tag team match up next. Hikaru Shida, Riho, and Ryo Mizuyami defeating Aja Kong, Emi Sakura, and Yuka Sakazaki. This one went 13 minutes 10 seconds. I thought that was a very entertaining match between those 6 women. All of them put a really good effort in there. And then we have maybe one of the matches that this first Double or Nothing is most remembered for. Brother versus brother. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, with Brandy Rhodes, taking on the Natural, Dustin Rhodes. Great match, I thought. Like I said, this probably one of the most remembered matches from this first Double or Nothing event. And both of them bloody. There's a famous picture of both of them. I remember High Spots even had a picture, Blood Brothers picture signed by both of them. And AEW even came out with 2-pack action figures Blood Brothers, which is what it was called, and the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated that was on the cover. And great match here. Cody Rhodes gets the win. At the time, though, it was just still Cody. It was before he got the Rhodes name back. But Cody gets the win, defeating his brother Dustin. 22 minutes, 30 seconds. And the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, defending the AAA World Tag Team Championships against the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. at the time, now Penta El Zero Miedo. And a great match as well. Definitely some great tag team wrestling action in this one. 24 minutes, 55 seconds. And in the main event of Double or Nothing 2019, for the first ever inaugural AEW World Championship, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, which there was definitely a lot of buzz about this one. I'm sure as a lot of people remember, there was a whole lot of buzz around when Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega had their match for New Japan Pro Wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom, and them having a rematch. Was definitely looking forward to this one. Chris Jericho defeating Kenny Omega at 27 minutes to become the first ever AEW World Champion. So it's set now for All Out. Chris Jericho defending against Hangman Adam Page. And after this, there was a couple of specials. Fight for the Fallen, Fyter Fest, and then, as I mentioned earlier, in October of 2019, Dynamite would debut on TNT. And I guess you could say the rest is history. But that was AEW Double or Nothing 2019, the first official AEW pay-per-view. I thought it was a great show, and definitely hope that maybe one day, I know it's been talked about for quite a while now, but if AEW does ever strike a streaming deal, definitely would go back and watch this one. Because would think if they do have a streaming thing that the pay-per-views would be on there. So that would be pretty awesome. Go back and watch maybe on Max, kind of like similar to the deal WWE has with Peacock. But that was the first Double or Nothing. And coming up this weekend, Double or Nothing 2024. Back where it all started at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And we'll definitely have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic going over the whole pay-per-view sometime Sunday night. Also this Saturday, WWE King and Queen of the Ring gonna have a show that night. Also talk about AEW Collision. So make sure you keep listening to all of the 360 Wrestling podcasts. 360 Wrestling Fanatic, Good Morning Wrestling Fans, and the new episode of 360 Anything Goes, which just dropped yesterday, talking all about The Big Bang Theory. So, thank you for tuning in to the return of 360 Fanatic Unleashed. Like I said, I do hope to keep new episodes coming out at the new time slot, Friday afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern. If there's anything you want me to talk about, a past wrestling show, maybe a certain wrestler, or maybe even a feud in pro wrestling, let me know in the comment sections, either right here on Spreaker, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts at, if they have a comment section. Or you could email me, 360wrestlingpodcasts@gmail.com. Don't know what I'm going to be talking about the next episode. Hopefully we'll think of something good to cover. But until then, I will talk to you next time right here on 360 Fanatic Unleashed.